Alrighty, thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Jessica Mugg and I'm with the Oklahoma Manufacturing Alliance. We'll be talking about the Connex portal and the Exchange Center today. I'll be talking a little bit about what that is, a little also about how to get on Connex if you're not already logged into the platform, as well as our partners from i5 who are the developers of the platform. Dave Smart is on the call today, and he's going to be talking about B2B events through the Connex platform and what that means for you all as manufacturers and how you can utilize that tool. Also, I see that some of our economic development partners are on the call today. Thank you for joining us as well. We're very excited to have you here. Please know that this is a great tool for our manufacturers in the state. We appreciate your willingness and your interest in this portal, and any questions that you all have as well, please don't hesitate to jump in and ask. So as many of you know, today's agenda is going to be talking about the Connex platform, how to access your free account if you haven't done that already, if you're a manufacturer, and then a live demo of the Exchange Center, talking about the surplus area as well as the needs. We'll also be covering B2B events and what that is, as well as upcoming events that we have. The Connex Center partnership between the Oklahoma Manufacturing Alliance and the Department of Commerce, we have worked together to create this free, no-cost resource for our manufacturers in the state. This great supply chain tool will allow manufacturers to connect with each other, be discovered by others, as well as increase their business opportunities. We are very excited to have this partnership and be able to offer this to our manufacturers. So what is Connex Oklahoma? It is an online database that can help create those critical connections between our Oklahoma manufacturers, customers, and identify business needs and make those connections. So what can it do for manufacturers? It can help create those fast, efficient searches. We will be having training on how to do searches within the Connex portal later on this year. It also allows manufacturers to participate in the Exchange Center, which is what we're going to be covering today, where you all can post, respond, and view listings for suppliers and needs, as well as surplus materials. It also connects to the National Manufacturers Marketplace, which is a national database managed through NAM, where you can find additional suppliers and manufacturers throughout the country. So if you have not set up your Connex account, you will go to the Oklahoma Manufacturing Alliance website, click on account, and what you're going to want to do is verify and create your account through the platform. There's a button directly on the page you can click. And then you will fill out a request for an account. We go through each request and we verify it by DNB number and NAICS code to make sure that the companies that are in the Connex platform are truly manufacturers. We are wanting to make sure that this database has the integrity that it is a manufacturing platform. And so if companies who request do not have a manufacturing NAICS code, we do not allow them access at this point, just because we want to ensure that this is not a place where companies can go in, log in, and do their sales pitch for our friendly neighborhood insurance agent, that sort of thing. They're important to us, but we want to maintain that this is specifically for manufacturers. Once they receive that code and you all can log into the platform, you'll want to go in and update your profile page, contact information, key people, certifications, industry sectors, capability statements, etc. We have demos on our website currently that show how to build that information out. So I will put the Oklahoma Manufacturing Alliance website in our chat before the end of today. So if you want to watch that demo as well, you can. So why should you sign up? There are currently over 4,000 manufacturers that are listed in Connex. And this, as we talked about, this information is specifically for manufacturers. When you go in, you can build your supply chain out as well. That information is kept confidential and can only be accessed by your admin users. The other information in the portal, if it's placed under the membership part of the platform, it's only viewed by members of the portal. And like I talked about, the confidential information is only viewed by admins of your organization as well as admins of the portal. So it's a very simple process to sign up. You just request access, fill out your information. If you have not, you can sign up for the national marketplace. There is an annual fee to do that, but it is at a great discount for manufacturers who are already in Connex. So we're encouraging you all to do that so that you can proceed to expand your searches out to the national marketplace. And every access is reviewed to make sure that they are truly a manufacturer and merged with the account that's already in the platform. So today we're going to be talking about two different areas of what's called the Exchange Center. The Surplus Center, as well as the Needs Center. So within the Exchange portal, there is a surplus area. And this allows Connex users to post available materials or equipment for free or for sale. You can send targeted distributions out to specific individuals, companies who you may think are interested in that. And it's easy as clicking a button, respond to listing at the bottom of page to show that you're interested. There's also a needs portion of the Exchange Center. Again, we'll be going through a live demo talking through that. And this is where Connex users can post RFIs, RFQs into the platform of needs that they have. Also, the Needs Center, needs portion of the Exchange Center hosts the NIST MEP supplier scouting opportunities that come through for the entire nation. We at OMA load those into the portal as well. And this also is a great way very easily to notify organizations throughout the state of your listing. So now I'm going to go in, I'm going to switch over from PowerPoint to the Connex platform so we can go in and look at live what an Exchange Center listing looks like, how to post that listing, talk through what the different listing types are, and then I will turn it over to Dave Smart to talk a little bit about B2B events and how those can be found in the Exchange Center as well. So I'm going to stop sharing. I apologize, give me just a moment. So now you all should be seeing my Connex Oklahoma browser. Thumbs up or head shake for those that we can, okay, perfect. I hate to just talk and then you all can't see what I'm talking about. So once you're logged into Connex Oklahoma as a manufacturer, you can go in and click on the top of the Exchange Center. We'll start in the surplus area to show you what that looks like. And then in the needs area, we'll go in and walk through a posting and you can see how that is generated. They're generated very similar for both surplus and needs. So in the Exchange Center surplus, you can see, and these are all live surplus, there is materials and equipment people can post. So we'll go into this listing. They can post what it is, pictures, and any attachments that they have, any restrictions that they may have, the start and expiration date. If there's a price, they can also list it if it's free and they can't use the materials anymore. They can list that as well as a contact person. Since I'm an admin, I have a few different buttons, but down here at the bottom of the page, manufacturers will be able to see a respond to listing button, and they can just click on that button, respond to the listing to say they're interested. The manufacturer who posted that will get a notification, and they can communicate through there. Just so you know, everything listed in the Exchange Center is just that, it's a listing. Connex does not handle the exchange of money, the contracting, any of that. That goes specifically through the two entities when they determine that. So this is just a place to, almost like a pin board, just to list information, just so you know. So again, this is surplus. This is where they can list materials, equipment, different things. In the fall, we are going to be bringing on our colleges, universities, and tech centers. And this will be a great way. This platform, the surplus, was actually developed for another MEP center so that they could, manufacturers could list items that could be used by tech centers and universities if a manufacturer was getting rid of that equipment. So this will be a great way for manufacturers to be able to connect with universities, tech centers, that sort of thing, to provide materials that they may not use, but students who are learning a trade can learn from. So in the needs portion, this is where you're going to see a few different types of listings. You will see listings for B2B events, which Dave Smart will talk about. You will see listings from manufacturers, and you will also see listings from NIST MEP Supplier Scouting. So again, NIST MEP has a supplier scouting program where MEP centers from across the country can list opportunities, and the OMA takes those opportunities and we will list them within the Exchange Center for companies to respond to. So I'm just going to click on one. This is a demo. This supplier scouting has closed. But for manufacturers and supplier scouting opportunities, this is what they will look like. Very similar to surplus. As you can see, there's a description, any restrictions, a start and expiration date, and then you can have attachments added. Within the attachments, if they're a supplier scouting opportunity, you're going to see an opportunity synopsis. So with every supplier scouting opportunity comes a synopsis. So we want to ensure that that's included in here to see. So every supplier scouting, you will have that attached into it. If it's a posting from a manufacturer, they can list if they've got drawings, if they've got other requirements, paperwork, they can attach that in here as well. I'm going to go into this listing and show the edit feature. And so in here, you can see if a manufacturer is wanting to list a need or an RFQ or RFI, it's very easy to do so. They just go in and they will have a button that says create in the needs section. So they'll just create a new listing, pick their company name, what the type is. Is it an RFI, an RFQ, or an RFP, or is it another need that they have? A subject, they can list a short description, any restrictions that they have. So if they require an ISO certification, if they are looking for a minority owned business, if there's certain types that they're looking for, they can list that information in here. The quantity they can list, as well as the listing start date and expiration date. That is how long it will be listed on the Connex platform. The contact person and any attachments. And that's how a listing is generated. The amazing feature about this and why we're encouraging manufacturers to get on the portal, not only just because they can view these listings and respond to these listings, but when they are creating a listing, manufacturers can select distribution lists. So if they have a specific industry sector, if they want it to go to automotive or aviation or energy, or even a specific SBA program, if they require a certain capability or material, they can go in and identify that. And then once they've identified that, you can see that Connex will automatically identify companies that are within the platform who said that they work in the aviation aerospace sector, and it's going to send this opportunity directly to those key people listed on their page. So it's really important that we get manufacturers not only in the portal, but they're listing their key people and contact information so that they're seeing these opportunities. When supplier scouting opportunities are generated, we do the same thing and send them information. So they can generate that and send that out, and they can go into their Exchange Center listing as many times as they want to, and create new distribution lists to send out. I'm not going to send it out because I don't want people to get a live email from a demo, but you can see that as well. And let me go back to needs. Something else I wanted to show you all as well is within our live supply chain supplier scouting opportunities for NIST MEP. There is a forms response. NIST MEP requires some information from the manufacturer. So if a manufacturer is responding to a NIST MEP supplier scouting opportunity, they just respond to the form in here. And then we can get that information to NIST that way. So the link in there is in every listing, so they know directly to go to that. Are there any questions thus far? And you can use the chat, you can unmute yourself, about listings in the Exchange Center, what they can see, before I talk a little bit about some of our national listings that are already in there and turn it over to Dave and Alan to talk about our larger OEMs, B2B, and what that looks like for our Oklahoma manufacturers. Any questions? All right. Well, I also wanted to point out two specific listings in the Exchange Center right now. One is with Northrop and the other is with Hill Air Force Base. These are national searches that are going on through B2B events hosted by the National Manufacturers Marketplace and the Connex platform. So within these are a little bit different. Because manufacturers respond and are looked at and vetted by the OEMs and have the opportunity to be interviewed by an OEM to possibly generate a contract for these needs that are happening. We already have Oklahoma manufacturers who are responding to these and potentially have interviews with some of our large OEMs, which we're excited about. But this is a great way for our manufacturers who may not necessarily be able to get in front of a large OEM and get a contract to have the opportunity to do so. And I want to say thank you so much to Alan and Dave and I5 for offering this opportunity to our manufacturers. This is a great way to help them get a foot in the door with some of our larger OEMs throughout the country. So I don't know who wants to take over from here, Dave or Alan, to kind of talk about a B2B event, what that means not only for our OEMs and how that helps them, but also for our smaller manufacturers and how they can get in front of these OEMs and potentially get contracts.
If Alan's ready, I think maybe having him start out and then I will just support him. And
perfect.
I can do that. Welcome everyone, and great job, Jessica, by the way, giving the overview and walking through the Exchange Center. For all who are on today, there's some real tremendous benefits, and hopefully you're picking up on that from Jessica's presentation, but some real benefits to these hosts in the Exchange Center, but even more so from the events. And in order to really get the most out of an event, think about it this way. It's someone helping your organization go and scour the country for suppliers that your organization might need. And if you're hoping to be on the receiving end of that, just making sure that you can be found both by the system and by partners is really important to this process. So I'm going to share just for a moment. Let's make sure that we can see this. A Connex Marketplace event overview. Are you able to see my screen there? Wonderful.
Yeah.
So with that, there are just 4 simple steps to set up an event. And so no matter what your need is, if you have an RFI, an RFQ, an RFP, any basic need, you're looking for something, this is a process that allows you to engage both the resources of the database itself, as well as the vast partner network that we have put together. So we have well over 100 partnerships nationwide, and feel like we have reached to a majority of US manufacturers. So in 4 easy steps, it goes something like this. The first one is to set up the event. And what we mean by that is this: sitting down with the buyers who will be involved in the event at the very beginning to determine what it is they're looking for, and making sure that the post gets created in a way that we can find exactly what they're looking for. And then having them determine how many qualified suppliers they would like to interview, when they would like those interviews to take place, and how long they want this event to go on. So Jessica touched on the Northrop event that's going on right now. To give you that as an example, we set that one up with their buyers in January. And in January, they told us they wanted to interview 16 qualified suppliers for this particular need that they had. And they were intending to award multiple RFQs. And they said, we only have about an hour a week right now to dedicate to this. So we would like to interview 2 qualified suppliers a week for 8 weeks, half-hour interviews each. And so we said, that's fantastic. We went ahead and helped them create the posts, send out the notifications through the Exchange Center. And then we started to work at notifying our partners and letting all of our partners know exactly what Northrop was looking for. And having them reach out to manufacturers that were qualified and encourage them to come in and respond to the post in the Exchange Center. And what that does then is it allows us to sit down with those buyers before the interviews take place and allow them to review your profile, review your information in Connex or in the marketplace, either place, and make sure that they feel comfortable with who you are as an organization. So again, it's so important to make sure you have a good capability statement uploaded and all your information is accurate and up to date, so that when a buyer comes in and reviews that profile, they can see what some of your capabilities are. Because the buyers then indicate, hey, we're really interested in that company, would like to interview them, and this company. And we then set up those interviews so that they have an opportunity to interview directly with the buyers. So once we found the suppliers, then we're on to step 3 there, which says hold the event, which means on the day of the interviews, the way that it happens is when the buyers come into the virtual, and in this case, it's all still virtual, but when they come into the virtual meeting, we put them in their own breakout room. And as their first interview candidates come in, the first supplier, qualified suppliers, and whoever they have from their company there, we put them in the breakout room with the buyers. So they have their own room in which to discuss in detail what it is the buyers are looking for. And the buyers have an opportunity to ask questions. And so we always coach those who are selected as qualified suppliers to make sure that they are succinct and on point, and spend little time up front on kind of introducing them and their company, and a lot of time for Q&A to make sure the buyers have plenty of time to ask them many of the questions that they have to ensure that they're able to then take a next step. But when that takes place, and once the event has been held, and by the way, when the 30 minutes is up, those suppliers are pulled out, the next group are put in, and the interviews ensue. And so we can do that as a longer event where they interview more than 2 companies in a day, and a lot of different ways in which we can format that. So if you are hoping to hold an event, you get to decide. You get to tell us how many qualified suppliers you would like to interview, and how long you want those interviews to be, how many you'd like to see in a week or in a day, however you'd like to structure it. We're very flexible at helping you structure an event that will get you the types of results that you're looking for. So once that event is concluded, we then do our follow-up process, and we follow up with the buyers to make sure that you as a buyer were satisfied with the qualified suppliers that were put forward. If there's anything we need to adjust in the requirements or restrictions or what we're looking for, we'll then take that advice and make the adjustments as needed, so that we, at the next round of interviews, have even more accurate suppliers, if you will, accurate set of capabilities from suppliers that those buyers are looking for. We also follow up with all the suppliers to make sure that everything went well from their perspective and find out anything we can do to make it better. So in the world of continuous improvement that we all live in manufacturing, we definitely apply many principles around continuously improving the events, making sure that they're always getting better and that we're always providing this very extremely valuable connection. So just to give you a little bit of a feel for what the buyers are saying about this, Northrop's buyers have been ecstatic. That event that started in January has been extended 3 times now. It looks like it may get extended a 4th time. They have sent out their initial purchase orders from that. They've rewarded numerous requests for quote, and it's ongoing. They're still hiring more qualified suppliers, so they're continuing to interview them. And so that's the reason that listing is still there in the Oklahoma Exchange Center. It is likely that it will close, though, about the middle of July. That's what it looks like. We've got, I think, 2 more sessions that we need to line up interviewees for qualified suppliers for. So if you happen to know of someone who is qualified to respond to that, please make sure you let us know right away and go in and respond in the Exchange Center that you have the capabilities to deliver against that. So that's a little bit of an overview of hopefully from both the buyer and supplier perspective as to what happens in an event. And again, what I think is the greatest value is you get not only the benefit of the database, but also the benefit of the partner network working on your behalf to find exactly what you need if you're a buyer. So there's a bit of an overview. Dave, I may have stolen some of your thunder there, but what did I miss? Go ahead.
No, I don't think you missed anything. I just wanted to let anybody know that that if you do run an event, myself and my team are just a resource for you to help you succeed and accomplish your goals. Just think of us kind of as another arrow in your quiver, something else that you can go to for help, not only finding the suppliers, but helping in your searches as you move forward. So it's quite exciting. I mean, the Exchange Center came about because of requests from our manufacturers wanting an avenue to post these RFPs. And so when they find something that has been hard to source, or it really is exciting to see. And so anyway, we're just here to help and support you in any way, as if you want to, or if these B2B events work for you. And we're just happy to help and make the connection. So.
Dave, that does remind me one other thing that we should probably share. So if you're a large organization or even a medium size or really any size, if you have an interest in running events, to give you an idea, other organizations that are running these types of events, we've been training in the last 2 weeks, a number of buyers from NASA, from Boeing, Northrop Grumman, Air Force. So you're among great company that way. A lot of great organizations are using the solution. If you are a smaller business or medium-sized business and you're looking to do business with some of these guys, please just think about the fact that there are a lot of organizations in there looking for your capabilities right now. So make sure that you're in there and your information's up to date.
Thank you so much, Alan and Dave. I appreciate it. Are there any questions over kind of what we've gone over today? Again, this presentation is being recorded, so we will make sure it gets up on the website after the event. So if you have anyone in your office or for our EDO partners, if you have manufacturers you want to share this information with, please feel free to send them the link. Also, like I said, please feel free to use the chat if you have any questions. Kind of as we wrap up today, just wanted to make a couple announcements that one, next month we will be having a webinar over how to write a productive capability statement. So what pieces of information are needed to be in that capability statement to help you be found in Connex. So we will be offering that July 21st at 10 a.m. You can register for that on the OMA website. I will get that in the chat right now. Also, I wanted to take a quick minute and introduce everyone to Michelle Ondak. Today is Michelle's first day. She is joining the team as the supply chain development manager. She will be taking over the Connex platform, as well as helping our manufacturers list things in the Exchange Center, fill out their profiles, identify gaps that they may be having if they're not getting contracts. What are those gaps? What can we do to assist them? That sort of thing. We're really excited to have Michelle on board. So you will start seeing her more and more as she starts taking the reins over this project. So we're super excited. Michelle, do you have anything you would like to add today? I know it's your first day and I'm putting you on the spot, so.
Thank you, Jessica. Nothing in particular, just dipping my toe in today, and we'll be happy to help as I learn more about the system. That seems like a great resource.
So there was a question about getting a copy of the B2B Event PDF that Alan showed. Yes, after the event, I will send an email out to everyone who attended and those who didn't attend with that information, as well as how to get into Connex if manufacturers aren't already in there. The link to the Oklahoma Manufacturing Alliance is now in the chat as well. That is where you go to verify, create an account, log into Connex, as well as see all of our demos and trainings that we have currently. Another question is the role Alan has. Alan is actually the CEO of I5, and so he is over the entire platform. So we are so grateful that we have such a great resource in the folks who run Connex, that they're willing to jump in and help us with all of these trainings. So thank you so much. Any other questions that we have? Anything else from Alan or Dave before we wrap up and give folks half an hour of their day back?
Jessica, I would just say one thing, which is, you know, if this is your first experience with Connex or you're just getting started, just recognize that you have found an amazing resource. As we look at what's happening across the country and all the different organizations nationwide that are involved, and the support that you have in Oklahoma is absolutely fantastic. The organizations you have supporting you and the time and effort they put in to helping manufacturers in Oklahoma is truly inspiring. And so I hope you realize and recognize the tremendous resource you have, because it is a great value to you.
Thank you so much, Alan. We appreciate that. If you all have any questions afterward, I am putting the Connex email into the chat feature, and you can reach out to that email, which goes to Michelle and I. You can email me directly, and like I said, please follow up if you have future questions. If you need help with anything, please don't hesitate to reach out. Again, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. We're super excited about this platform and the opportunity that we're able to help our Oklahoma manufacturers with. So seeing no other questions, thank you so much. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Dave. Michelle, thank you. You all have a wonderful day. Thank you to our partners at Commerce. We couldn't do it without you all. So have a fabulous day.